So we're here at Devoxx Belgium, and I'm talking to Kate Stanley from IBM. Thank you for joining.
Welcome.
And Kate just presented a session on running Kafka on Kubernetes. So let's first start with what? Can you explain Kafka and Kubernetes in like 2 sentences?
Yes, so Kubernetes is a technology for managing Docker containers, make it easier, and it's declarative, so you tell it what to do and it does it. Kafka is a distributed streaming platform that is actually becoming the de facto streaming platform.
All right, so if you look at the client environments, you typically run stateless stuff in containers and then your data on maybe some hosted solution. So why should I want to run Kafka on Kubernetes?
So Kafka is distributed, so it's actually built to happily run on a distributed system. It's very fault tolerant, very scalable, and since Kubernetes is a really nice way to help scale out and that kind of thing, it's a really nice fit. And it also means you can run your Kafka and your event store alongside your actual applications rather than having them in completely different places and dealing with the latency there. Yeah,
so I'd say mainly then latency and scalability. All right, and how do I run Kafka on Kubernetes?
So there are a few different options. You can just run it yourself, write a container for Kafka, write a pod and all of that. And today I was talking about some hints and tips if you're going to be doing that. But there are also plenty of other people who will help run it for you. Yep. So there's an open source project called Strimzy that is a Kubernetes operator that will run Kafka. And then also my product Event Streams provides Kafka on Kubernetes, so we've kind of done the hard work and we provide a Helm chart to help you get started.
Yeah, right. So you obviously have some experience with running Kafka on Kubernetes.
Yes.
So what are typical pitfalls or things to avoid when I want to try something like this myself?
So one of the big pitfalls is working out how to do routing. Yep. Because as soon as you're inside a container, you've got that extra level, and then with Kubernetes as well, making sure everything's routing properly can be a little bit interesting, but as long as you understand how Kafka is expecting to do the routing and you configure it properly, then you can get it working really nicely.
Right. So what's the, let's say, the number one thing that people do wrong when they run Kafka on Kubernetes?
I think the number one thing that people do wrong is probably not thinking enough about readiness probes and making sure your Kafka is ready, because it's not just important when it first starts up, but in normal running of Kafka, often brokers will restart and you have to make sure you handle that properly.
All right, so let's take a little peek into the future. What is the future of Kafka? What are we going to see in development in the next couple of years?
I think more and more adoption is the big one, and particularly I'd like to see in other languages. So it's primarily a Java-based language, there's a Java client, but it's becoming so popular with other languages. And so I think it'd be really interesting to see sort of more supported clients in all the different languages, not just a Java-based one. Yeah,
so I guess Kafka can be the de facto streaming solution for all languages and not just Java.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the future is looking bright for Kafka, I would say.
Yes, I would say so.
So thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.